spaghetti. Okay. Lightning bugs have one of the most efficient lighting systems, chemical lighting systems in the world. And they often use it to trick other bugs to come over so they can eat them. Let's talk about that while I sketch this little bug. So let's just turn the page and get started. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on a Monday morning. And on 5:30 on Monday mornings, I like to do a thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier and I draw it. And we talk about it. Why don't you have horizontal?
No, I have vertical. Everything's fine there. Did you do something?
I did. I just rebooted. Let's see if it works. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 5:30 in the morning on a Monday morning. 5:30 in the morning on a Monday morning. And at 5:30 in the morning on Monday morning is when I like to do a crazy little thing like pull a toy from the toy box and draw it. And today's random object is a lightning bug. We may not be able to do this today, guys. I'm going to continue to draw. We'll see how the computer does. But I have a family member that is in the process of passing away. And if she doesn't pass away before the end of the show, I get to go put her down. I'm not excited about it. And I'm not really going to put up with any technical issues while that's going on. So we'll go as long as we can today. But my dog is sick. So we're drawing a lightning bug this morning.
I didn't know they were stripes like that.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine that they're a dull brown when they're so beautiful, flying at night, twinkling. It's funny, when I showed it to my family last night, my wife had no idea what it was, but my kids were right off the bat, "Oh, it's a lightning bug." Lightning bugs have a special organ on top of their abdomen to make the light. It's not just something that happens. They have a special organ that does it, that mixes a couple of chemicals with oxygen, and they control the amount of oxygen with a nervous twitch so that they can blink in specific patterns. And the organ, the inside of the organ is covered with crystals that they grow, and those crystals are arranged in a way to reflect the light out away from the bug. And you know, until we talked about trilobites the other day, I never really considered how bugs would grow crystals inside their body. it, it never occurred to me. I never really thought about it. And I've studied a lot of bugs and animals, but it never really occurred to me that they grow crystals inside their bodies. But lightning bugs do it, and they do it just so they can reflect the light out of their body, so that they can be seen. Because if they're not seen, they don't get to mate. Every species has its own blinking pattern.
Adele says they call them, and I can't say this word, so awesome. Then, aka John's about after St. John.
John Bailai? John Bailai? You may have to spell that out phonetically for us. Adele. Good morning, Adele. Good morning, Pamela. Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Claudia. Thank you guys for being here this morning.
Them to be so beautiful when they're flying around with them. They're not very pretty. They're just beautiful.
They think they're pretty.
Sure, they're moth-like.
They're nocturnal. They don't have to look pretty in the daylight.
That's true. Jan van Bali.
Jan va Bale. They or Lee? Yeah, it's okay. Have to get their little claw toes out there. So every species has their own blink. One species in particular, the Botinus, has a chemical makeup, a little toxicity to them that predators don't like. Spiders and birds particularly don't like their scent and their flavor. And another species, Photurus, the females of the Photurus species will blink the mating pattern of the Botinus to attract them over, presumably to mate, as far as the Botinus is concerned. But the Photurus will then kill and eat them in order to absorb their toxins that they can't produce. And they think it's only that. They think that's the primary reason, because they don't do it with any of the other varieties.
This one probably has the prettiest fly.
That's probably true. She may not be the sharpest stick. She may not be the sharpest stick in the woods, but she makes a pretty fire. She may not be the sharpest stick in the woods. Well, at least 6. It's a little tough.
The shadows.
What's that?
I said, it's playing tricks with the shadows on the more legs.
Oh, yeah.
Shadow.
Yeah, it can look like there's a lot, especially with the stray pencil marks that we have. Alright. Now we can get rid of all that extra pencil mark and move on to the fun stuff. They think that the larvae glow, and they think that the glowing is kind of like the bright red frogs, the bright red coloring on frogs and lizards that signifies to predators that they're toxic or that they taste bad. Because they're nocturnal, they needed a way to let the nocturnal animals know that they were bad tasting. And so they think the glow originated as a way for the larvae to signify to the predators that they were bad tasting. But I mean, that's an absolute guess. It's as good a guess as any. You know, why would something begin to glow? What possible thing could make a firefly larvae glow the first time? That's an exciting thing to imagine. But it's not like anything you can ever really know. Bioluminescence exists in many different species, especially in the ocean, in the very, very darkest depths of the world, where the only way you could communicate would be visually. But these guys are above ground, where the clicking and flapping of wings can also make noises that can also be understood. And pheromones work. So what possible evolutionary benefit could there have been to lighting up and attracting predation? And so they like to sit around and think, well, maybe it was because they were trying to let the predators know that they tasted bad. And that's as good an answer as any. This is my favorite part. Oh, my poor dog. I don't know if you can hear her whining in there or not. But she's getting louder. It is without a doubt my favorite part of the process. This is when the whole thing turns into a live drawing and not a dimensional object and not just lines on the page. Fire in their surroundings, you think, Claudia? Fire in their surroundings?
Fun.
It's fun to speculate. What'd you say? Oh, you're talking about the kids, not the bugs. Sorry.
It fits though.
Yeah. How did the kids make out?
If they.
Yeah, but it's fun to speculate about the evolutionary benefits to why and how something like this might have evolved. But it's all speculation.
Did you say how old they are?
I did not, but they're from the Cretaceous period. They've been around for over 100 million years. They found Lampyridae larvae in amber, Burmese amber from 100 million years ago. I did not mention that yet, but that is in my notes to mention.
Claudia really wants this, but as a
I'll see what I can do with that. All right. I think that's about all of that I can do. Should take a picture of it at that stage. I like it at that stage. All right. Let me dry it real quick. We can add some color.
This is a really good one, Mr. Bill.
Thank you, Claudia. There was still blue left in my brush when I went to pick up the vermilion. I'm going to have to shut that door. I'm going to warm the bug up just a little bit. I also should probably put that abdomen in shade. I missed the shading on that abdomen. Add some shadow to that happening right there. Now we can come back with some yellow open.
Just put the yellow first.
No, because I wanted it warm.
Isn't that an Ivy thing?
Ivy gets really upset if you don't put the yellow first. She did a shading demo. In her shading demo, she actually went with the Payne's Gray first, and she commented about how she'd seen me do it hundreds of times, but still had to hold her breath while she did it. For my purposes, the vermilion was to warm up the page before I put anything else down. The legs are not black, they're very dark brown. So we're going to build up to that.
Vermilion.
Yeah. A little burnt orange, with Prussian blue, get you a nice brown. The Latinus Carolinus in North America, they do an interesting thing where the entire field full of bugs synchronize their flashing. So if you're out there watching them, you'll see thousands of them blinking at the same time. And the males blink in a specific pattern, and it encourages the females to respond. And if the female likes the way he's blinking, he will respond within a half a second with a different flash. So you can see when they flash, you can see them. The ones flying are the males looking for the females, and they're blinking in the one pattern, and immediately followed by the females on a leaf or something, and they're blinking their response. And they're while they're named Carolinus, they're all over North America, so you can go out and you can see them. I honestly don't know if they were named Carolinus because they're from the Carolinas, or because they were in the Carolinas when they were discovered and named, or if they named them after somebody named Carol. Equally possible. I could be darker.
There's pinks on the vertical.
Hi, Pinks. Let me dry this real quick, and then we'll ink it. Pamela almost missed her cue to save her million. Claudia's like, I was waiting on Pamela to save her million. Pamela's paying frogs, so she almost missed her cue.
It says, anyone ever seen a toad that looks like it's been dipped in paper mache?
I have not. Can't talk. Harding. they've got some struggles. Excuse me. Of the 26,000 known species, 2,600 known species, and they've actually only assessed about 150 of them. And of those 150, about 30 of them are struggling with declining populations. And their biggest problem is light pollution from the suburbs and from the cities, because the light flashing around and the ambient light flowing from the city changes the calibration of their lights. They calibrate their light based on the ambient light, and it messes up their calibration. And in messing up their calibration, it messes up their mating ritual. You can be the world's best disco dancer, but you get out there and they start playing country music and you don't really know how to dance to country music. That's kind of what happens to these guys. They're really great at flashing that disco ball for the ladies, but somebody's come along and played a little urban cowboy in the background, and now they don't know how to dance. Can't attract a mate if you can't dance. So there's 30 of them, at least 30 of them, on the endangered species list. Not really on the endangered species list. They're listed as they're listed as concerned, but they haven't been added to the endangered species list yet. Today is the 18th of May, 2026. So there is my version of it compared to, I don't think the camera changed the whole time. I think the camera was on me the whole time. So there's my version of it compared to the photograph. Let's see what it looks like from my perspective. Oh, she's really struggling in there. So there it is. There it is from my perspective. So that's what I did this morning. Tomorrow, what do we have tomorrow? Oh, the suspense. Oh, the suspense. Tomorrow, we have a squirrel monkey. That's what we have. We have a squirrel monkey right there. Once a year, the squirrel monkeys will beef up. The males will start storing water up under their skin to make them look like bodybuilders, so that they'll attract the females. And then as soon as the mating season is over, they'll expel that water and get thin and fit again, which is exactly the opposite of what humans do. Humans get fat and pleasant after we found a mate. So we'll talk about that and more fun squirrel monkey facts tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Texas time, where we sketch this little primate. So you're going to want to set your notification bell for that. So guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate you guys coming around. This is my favorite time of day when I get to art with my besties. I do truly look forward to it every day. It's the highlight of my day. You're going to look up the Dutch name of the lightning bugs. Anyway, guys, be sure and tune in tomorrow. Same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing, because when they see me dancing, I will know that the lag has caught up to the stream. And when the lag catches up to the stream, then I will know that I won't be cut off mid-sentence, because being cut off mid-sentence is rude. Nobody likes to be cut off mid-sentence. It gives you a chance to click the clicky thingies this way if you're on the horizontal, or this way if you're on the vertical, so you can watch another fantastic video just like this. Everybody gets to say hello and goodbye to each other. And